What I can say is on 7th and the initial stages, uh, there were losses, but the numbers and that's not important. What was important is why did these losses occur and what did we do after that. So we rectified tactics and then went back on 7th, 8th, and 10th in large numbers to hit air bases deep inside Pakistan. Penetrated all their air defenses with impunity, carried out precision strikes.
Welcome to Conversations. I'm Muqtedar Khan, your host, and today I'm going to talk to you again about whether India lost Rafale jets or not in the Operation Sindoor. I will talk about why this question continues to pop up all the time. Why is the world and everybody else except the government of India uh, addressing this question? Why are they always talking about it? General Anil Chawhan, the Chief of Defense Staff of India, was speaking at the Shangri-La dialogue in Singapore yesterday, and he was asked this question. And he gave a very interesting answer, and that's the answer that I will be discussing with you today. And of course, I will raise a few questions as to why this question of India losing fighter jets in its Operation Sindoor is strategically important, why is it politically important, and why it has become a distraction. And it is also a distraction not just for the Indian media and the global media, but also for the Indian government, which is trying to send a very specific message, a very important message to Pakistan, to India, and to the rest of the world with Operation Sindoor. And this constant, persistent question of how many Rafale jets, if any, were lost in Operation Sindoor basically obfuscates that messaging exercise. So basically, uh, that is what I want to do today. But before that, please subscribe to Conversations, like this video, press the bell icon, and don't forget to share this video with your socio-political network. If you like a much more, shall we say, personalized engagement with me, you can also become a member of Conversations, and we have regular Zoom meetings where we chat about uh, geopolitics and whatever else you're interested in. So don't forget to subscribe and become a member. So yesterday, General Anil Chauhan, who is the Chief of Defense Staff of India, was giving a lecture in Singapore at the Shangri-La Dialogue. Shangri-La Dialogue is the most important international forum for discussion of defense and security in Asia. And very prominent speakers come there every year. This year, Peter Hegseth, the US Defense Secretary, was there. And the chief guest was the French President Macron, who made some very interesting and provocative comments. There was also an interesting development that the Chinese defense secretary or defense minister did not show up. They sent somebody from the Chinese Defense University. It was interesting, and as has been the case in the past few years, the main issue really was how big a threat is China to the Indo-Pacific region? What can the world do to combat China's growing aggressiveness? What can Asian countries do because they are so deeply engaged economically with China, but are so afraid of it militarily? And can the United States be relied to provide security to the Asian nations from China, particularly under this administration, which seems to be less interested in Asian security than before? Even Macron basically hinted that it is quite possible that the United States may not be interested in defending Asian countries, so it's important for Asian countries to form coalitions. And I guess he was trying to present France as a substitute. But that's the background to the Shangri-La dialogue. At this dialogue, in an interview with Bloomberg Television, General Chauhan basically said that when he was asked whether India had lost any Rafale or that, he said, "What is, it's not important that we lost the jets. And when he was asked that Pakistan claims that 6 jets were shot down, and he says that is incorrect. So basically, he said that the number 6, Pakistan's claim that 6 jets were shot, was incorrect. But he did not say how many jets were lost.
What I can say is on 7th and the initial stages, uh, there were losses, but the numbers and that's not important. What was important is why did these losses occur and what did we do after that. So we rectified tactics and then went back on 7th, 8th and 10th in large numbers to hit air bases deep inside Pakistan. Penetrated all their air defenses with impunity, carried out precision strikes. We were able to penetrate the air defenses as long as 300 kilometers with point accuracy and target airfields and infrastructure deep inside Pakistan.
But the way he answered the question really confirmed the fact that India indeed lost jets. So he said basically on the night of 7th, it is not important how many jets we lost. It is important is how we adjusted to the losses. And that's the key. The Indian Air Force General Air Marshal Bharati also made a similar comment earlier.
Are in a combat scenario, and losses are a part of combat. The question that you must ask us, okay, and indeed that we must ask ourselves, you inclusive, is have we achieved our objectives?
In which, when he was asked if India had lost any Rafale jets, he said that this in a situation in action in war, losses do happen, but the key question is not how many losses happen, but whether you achieved your objective. So both Chawhan and Bharati, in General Chawhan and Marshal Bharati, were more focused on trying to send the message. And this is an important point. Please listen carefully. The message is that Operation Sindoor was successful. Operation Sindoor was successful. India was able to send the message that it does not take terrorism lightly, and it will hold countries and actors that it thinks is responsible for cross-border terrorism accountable. So who does India hold accountable for what happened in Pahalgam? Terrorist groups in Pakistan like Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Taiba, and also Pakistan itself, because it allows these groups to grow and remain in Pakistan and operate from Pakistan. So these are the two entities. The terrorist groups themselves and the countries that support terrorism are the two groups that India has held responsible, and India sent a message to both of them. India attacked what it claims are the terrorist headquarters and training grounds, and then India attacked Pakistani air bases and Pakistani military infrastructure, causing severe damage to them. They attacked 6 air bases and caused severe damage. And what was also interesting was that, yes, they have lost jets, and General Chauhan did not specify or clarify how many jets were lost, and he also did not clarify whether a Rafale jet was lost. We know from the French intelligence acknowledgement that at least one Rafale jet was lost. The general understanding from all the parts of planes that were recovered on the Indian side of the border and from all the reporting that is going on is that India has lost 3 jets, and maybe 2 of them were Rafale jets. But definitely one was Rafale, and we don't know the identity of that. And General Chauhan was very vague. He said we used all kinds of equipment when we were attacking back. But let's go back to his message. His message was very clear. While Air Marshal Bharti's message was that we achieved the goals of Operation Sindoor. Yes, we incurred losses. Losses happen in a war. But General Chauhan's message was that, look, we incurred losses on the night of the 7th. But what is important is that we understood why we incurred those losses. We made adjustments. And then subsequently on the 9th and 10th, we were able to strike deep into Pakistan up to 300 kilometers. And the point that he's trying to make is that India lost nothing after that. And they did use fighter planes, they did use missiles, they used drones. And so they have adjusted, and there were no losses. And so the question is that, so if the Chinese technology was doing so well, why did it do well on the 7th and not on the 9th and 10th? So what happened to those PLE-15s, the air-to-air missiles that Pakistan had used on the night of 7th? Where were they on the night of 9th and 10th when India was striking so deep into Pakistani territory? So that's the important message. It is both a political as well as a strategic message. The political message is that India did strike very deep into Pakistan up to 300 kilometers. It did not lose, had no losses during that fight. And what is also significant is that it was able to penetrate and bypass all of Pakistan's air defense system, which actually shows that the Pakistani air defense system is really nothing. So in future, if India wants to strike deep into Pakistan, it will be able to do so unless Pakistan really ups its air defense system. And the strategic message basically was that with slight adjustment, the so-called superiority of Chinese technology was nullified. So even if JC-10 and PL-15 were superior weapons, they were nullified by tactical adjustments by the Indian military. Basically, I think that they increased the distance. So instead of shooting from here, the planes went up, but fired from outside the range of PL-15. We don't know how Pakistan responded to these attacks. Shehbaz Sharif did say in Azerbaijan that they were planning to respond to India, but they were restrained and held back by the barrage of BrahMos that India had fired on that particular day. So anyway, I think this discussion is going to go on, and the Indian government is making a mistake. They should have acknowledged right away that, yes, we lost 2 jets or 3 jets, and that would have been the end of the discussion. And then people would have focused on the Operation Sindoor and its political and military achievements. But because India has continued to deny that, or at least the politicians have denied that, and the Indian media continues to deny that, it has become a point of curiosity for everybody because they think that maybe Pakistan is right. Subramaniam Swamy, a prominent BJP leader himself, said, yes, India lost 5 jets. And all he was doing was basically saying what Pakistan was claiming. So I think India has terribly managed this entire narrative of Operation Sindoor. India won the war, but lost the narrative. And it's such a shame. And the only reason why I think they lost the narrative is because the goal seems to be to protect Narendra Modi and his image rather than advancing India's national interests. So I think this is an important message. The Indian military people spoke quite eloquently, quite honestly. They sound very credible. And I salute both Air Marshal Bharti and General Chawhan for speaking so frankly and meaningfully. That's more important. They were not defensive. They were not apologetic. The message was very clear that, yes, we lost, but we won. And that's the main story. Thank you for watching Khanversations. Please subscribe to the channel, like this video, press the bell icon, and I'll see you next time. I'm your host, Muqtedar Khan. Bye.